entrance to the air train. What's that saying after that? Right. After we gained entrance to the air tree, we had an audience of Queen America, who was, who was crucified upon a rune arc within the air tree. However, this is an important bit. You recall when I said that, as America as being a shaman, very able to meld their flesh harmoniously with others, and you remember what I said about Radagon being the second Elden Lord and wife to second husband to America, and what I said about them them having children together, yes? Yeah, you remember when I said all that, right? Can you guess where this is going based off that? Weird. Shouldn't be doing that. Good enough, I suppose. Is it still doing that? It's running fine on my end. I have it pulled up too. It's working perfectly fine. Yeah, as I mentioned, can you guess where this scenario is going here? Based on the information DLC is provided, without knowing anything about about how the base game goes. Because I am curious to see if you can piece together what happened based on the information about the shamans the DLC gives. No? No guesses? Okay then. Very well. Well, what has happened is Radagon and America have effectively combined bodies together. I think this is what Pato was talking about when he said that a major character was technically trans. America and Radagon are sharing the same body. Also, a message, not a player message, but an actual NPC message somewhere in the world mentions that in order for the ascension to godhood to work, wait, no, that's a secret right scroll actually. That's an item that goes over this process. So let me find it in the wiki. In the wiki, read the item description off of that, if I can figure out where the fuck it would be. Key items, maybe? Egon's core finger. Oh, wait, no, I didn't hard to veil. The crackpots from key, black syrup. Skill is keypole, bunch of maps. I don't need those anymore. Really? That is supposed to be a key item. It's not here. Well, that's disappointing. Guess the wiki still is not complete yet. Alright, back to the menu. Pull shuttle over your tree. Go through NPCs because this is a key item related to one of our quests, to a NPC quest line. So they're on Spock. You of course already seen him, me summon him several times in my attempts. I get to defeat promised consort Radon. Secret right scroll, here we are. This is an extra level this is extra level of horrifying to extra implications to Radagon and America's joining, because before the DLC, it was generally believed that they were already always conjoined, and that at some point they split off so Radagon could, since there were things that only Radagon could do. That was like the prevailing belief until the DLC came out. I'm not sure how the DLC has affected this theory. I haven't seen conversation about this yet. Anyway, the secret right scroll. A scroll made of white tree bark. Few can decipher the scroll, which describes the secret right to the divine gateway, said to be found at the tower enshrouded by shadow. A lord will usher in a god's return, and the lord's soul will require a vessel. Hence why Radon, technically the body Radon's in is not his. Radon's soul has been put inside the body of one of his brother Moog, who Sir Ansbach was a follower of. Sir Ansbach was one of a pure blood knight in the service of Lord Moog. And he came to be in Mikla's service. Oh yeah. The stream has at least a 10-second delay. It had that before. That's weird. I'm looking at my own stream and it's not doing that for me. Yeah, it was not. Was it doing that before? Was it doing that before? Because that's extremely depressing if it was. I'll have to lower the stream quality if that's the case. Oh, those are phantoms of other players. And basically, like, you brief glimpses like what other players there are like going through the same area as me in real time. It's a way of conveying like the idea of like conveying like the rest of the player base to each other. Since like how you actually play like the actual interaction with other players is limited in many ways. There's a lot of like messages be left behind. For example, there was one here in front of of this little archery, well, like when I first came through here. In fact, you may have seen like some like your message has been appraised. That might have appeared a few times. You can like write messages, put them down wherever you're standing. I've written down several. That dragon all the yeah. There's like presets. Yeah, there's presets of like combinations of phrases that you use to like craft these messages. And yeah, the community basically as a whole kind of like just collectively decides some on like what these things like what those phrases are used in reference of. If it's like ambiguous. For example, the community's made a meme of referring to all the turtles as dogs. Since the word turtle isn't usable for messages, like we can't we can't pick turtle, so we just started calling him dog. Oh, that would explain a lot. Wait, if you're on the right one now, is it doing it? Oh no, that's fine. I use the singing for both streams. I'm not too surprised you get them confused. Weird. But is it still doing that? We have like cutting it, like delaying, like footage cutting in and out. Well, the delayed is expected because there's like a stream delay. Like is the footage cutting out? Okay. So you just have to you have to you have to refresh. Okay. But anyway, this particular message, Dragon O Dragon, all the more visions of victory. This was a message I wrote down after I defeated Belvedere. Finally, the first time a deal like the first time this DLC truly demonstrated how difficult it was. As I mentioned before, I did this boss, the second most hardest boss in the DLC, by the way, very early in my run. Technically, I did this optional, like, really hard boss before any of the, like required bosses of the DLC. Like, this was, like, the first boss I fought of the DLC. So, yeah, that was a baptism in literal fire. And this was the praise tranquility. This was the message I put basically when I first arrived in the DLC area. because it is because like when you first like opening shots is something the Elden Ring has so many of. First off, force back when we're having something incredible. That was some degeneracy on my part. Is stream delayed? About 10 seconds. Give or take. Elapsed time, 16 minutes, 30 seconds, 40, 50, 30. Okay, no, closer to 20. So yeah, about like 20-second delay. Not too bad. It's basically whatever I'm talking about now. Like you're basically you're seeing what like me like what I was talking about 20 seconds ago. Yeah, that was a bit of degeneracy. I'm not gonna elaborate on that one. Praise the fire. It was a meme message I put down in front of a fireplace. Be wary of cliff, sniper ahead. That was a warning I put out for players. Because I by the archer on the cliff. Yeah, I got bamboozled by that particular ambush. That was beautiful. That was a message I put for because of scenery. FromSoft games have very, very beautiful environments. Elden Ring, like the most, being the best by far at this. Chaos, oh chaos, praise the chaos. There's like a little spot in the Kaywood area where there's like a bunch of like enemies fighting each other, and there's like a cliff side overlooking that fight. And I put that down on top of it's like overlooking, basking in the carnage of battle. And those 2 poor ratings, I presume, are from people who vehemently despise anything related to the Frenzied Flame and the whole concept of madness and chaos in this in this game. Fair enough. Visions of futility. Therefore, do it. Oh no. Oh no. There's a lot of messages like this one where it's basically all of us putting a message over like in front of a cliff edge, and basically putting a message that implies jump off a cliff. I even put the jump for joy emote on the message to make it look like I was jumping off the edge. I don't know why I don't know why we as a community always upvote these messages. It's like for some reason we all collectively agree to just laugh at them. Of course, that was the intention I had when I put that down. Some people may have interpreted it as encouragement to not give up. You know what? Fair enough. I actually like that interpretation better than what I meant when I actually put it down. Let there be fire. I put that like basically at the cliff edge as close to the scattered trees I could, with the rapture emote, with the implication of setting the scatter tree ablaze, like with a fire with Mesmer's helmet. I believe his Yeah, Mesmer's helmet, his armor piece, and some Fire Knight, pieces of Fire Knight armor. See, the build I would want to be running is martial arts plus either Mesmer's spear or Fire Knight's greatsword, using Mesmer's flaming incantations and martial arts. That's the build I want to run. But because that does jack all against the final boss, you see why I'm having to run instead. A build I would normally never be called dead in. As it turns out, I have been called dead in that build multiple times, still trying to defeat Verdun. As for how the actual multiplayer works, fur calling finger remedy is if you're wanting to summon people, summon other cooperate summon. Let's see, furled finger cooperators. You have to use this item first to basically enable multiplayer. It basically turns on a multiplayer. While this item is enabled, you cannot summon spirit ashes. I found this out the hard way. Because I'd activated it, was trying to summon some players for a boss in a DLC. Couldn't get anybody. Because apparently I was not the only one around wanting to summon for this. And eventually decided that I was tired of waiting for summon signs and and whenever there was one, I kept being told I could not summon cooperator, and just went in solo. I could not summon my spirit ash that run, and basically had no means of help. I died very quickly on that attempt. The furled finger, which is what you use to place down a cooperating, a cooperative multiplayer sign that other players can then interact with to summon you to their world. The duelist finger works the same as the furled finger, but it's a red summon sign that people can interact with to summon you as an adversary for PvP for PvP. Then there is the bloody finger for invasions. Tired boss, are you resting? Honestly, this started as just me wanting to show you this village as where Queen America, the the most important character in Elden Ring's lore. Basically show you this honestly beautiful village, as where she came from, and if it escalated into an entire lore dump. It's while you were talking, because when you mentioned it was mentioned that there's a characters that would be a character being trans, I decided I was like, you know what? I'll stop what I'm doing and actually explain to Luna what he actually means by that. Since I already know you're not going to be playing this game, so it's not really even spoilers. I wanted to explain to you. I wanted to take the time to explain what that actually meant. That took more time than I thought it would. Actually, I think I spent almost an entire hour going over that. And that's like that's only one portion of a world building in Elden Ring. There is so much world building in Elden Ring to go over. A YouTuber, VodiVidia, he does like Soulsborne lore as a whole. He does it a lot better than I do. He understands it better than I do. He conveys it better than I do. He has a bunch of videos on like various topics in Elden Ring lore. He hasn't started on the DLC yet because the DLC is still new and he's avoiding spoilers. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to spoil the DLC for anybody. So I don't think he's going to really be going into anything actually making content videos for Elden. Something I want to do? No. No, I am not going to try and play VodiVidia's game. Nah. Nah, he can have that. I just want to play the game, man. I am a naturally curious person, so the way Souls games do their lore just naturally appeals to my sense of curiosity. Which is exactly the kind of audience Miyazaki wants to have. Because as I mentioned before, the whole way the Souls games do their world building and storytelling is meant to replicate Miyazaki's personal experiences with reading English novels and English stories. To replicate his own experiences with going through when he was a kid, basically growing up, going as a kid, reading finding all these books in English and reading through them. And understanding, parsing through and trying to understand the story with a limited, with his limited understanding of English, having to with nothing but context clue and the bare minimum information, connecting the dots from there. And he has been doing that, and he's been replicating that experience for millions of people in the world, the talented developers and programmers and writers that From Software has hired over the years, and he's been working to sharing that experience with other people for the past 30, at least almost 25 years? I believe longer. Because this started with a game called Demon Souls, not even Dark Souls. Demon Souls was the first one. Dark Souls, the trilogy, came after. Then Bloodborne happened. Then Sekiro happened. And now Elden Ring. By the way, Sekiro and Elden Ring and Bloodborne were being developed in around the same time period. Yeah, From Software was making basically all three of those games are being made almost simultaneously. And yeah, honestly, Elden Ring deserves Game of the Year. It really does deserve Game of the Year, because this is the crowning achievement of 2 decades of game development in this specific style of game and storytelling. Yeah, it's go back to the original Demon Souls. Go back to Dark Souls 1, after playing this and see how much the game, like the systems have progressed. Some things have been lost. For some of them, it's good that it ain't coming back. Some of those things, old players miss. For example, there are some players that miss the way pyromancy magic, like how it worked in the original Dark Souls, is not how it works here in Elden Ring. And hexes were their own spell category in Dark Souls 1. Old players miss that too. Like hexes have become integrated with sorceries. Pyromancy has become integrated with incantations. Like those are like two unique spell categories that old Dark Souls games had that have been phased out as the system has advanced and become more streamlined. Yeah, when I talk about like environment, like beautiful environment, like look at this. Like look at the sky. Like just the skyline alone. Actually, wait, no, let me get to the cliff. You can get a really good look at it. Like, look at this. At least when the stream decides to get me over here. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Like, everything you see down there. Those are all places that you can physically go to. This is completely open world. And from all these like high elevations, you can just look out and just see the rest of the world. Like, look there. That is literally the spire of a divine gateway that we were at. That I was at as a start of the stream. Here, like right here, like off to my directly to my right, the Shadow Keep, like Mesmer Vimpero's fortress. And down there, I'm gonna pull up a map to like get. Yeah, the Cathedral of Manus Meter. Count Emir, an NPC that you will not actually see in this run. I've already completed a side quest. Like pretty much every NPC in FromSoft games, he is dead at the end of his quest line. It is a running joke. Damn. Volumetric fog boom and a lot of particles. Shit. Yeah, it's not the best quality I'm streaming. Yeah, it's like just like this is at least from what I can tell. This is basically like the morning dawn. Like the light of like dawn's light, like out and like shining out, like cresting the horizon. But yeah, the Land of Shadow it has a lot of fog in it, like during like the morning and like early morning and night. Yeah, see that like that pillar by itself off in the distance? That is called that is called the ceiling tower. I'll see if I can find where it is on the map. Well, I am facing towards it. That should help find it. He said, failing to find it. Yeah, no, I'm definitely, like, scrolling in the wrong direction. It's somewhere around here. Zoom in, maybe I can actually see them. For the reprimand. What the hell? Did I I think I have just simply forgotten where it is on the map. I know I went there once. Where the hell is it? Alien Village, no that ain't it. No, that's the wrong direction. Church of Benediction. Church of Consolation. Ah, here it is. Suppressing Pillar. Man, that is really small on this map. No wonder I couldn't see it. Yeah, if I remember correctly, that suppressing pillar, that spire, that tower off in the distance. I hope you can see it on the stream. It probably looks like a really blurry tree trunk. You know, it looks like a very blurry tree trunk. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that is the suppressing pillar, and if I remember correctly, that is what keeps the Land of Shadows sealed away. It's sealed away to begin with. Oh wait, there's supposed to be veils, like literal veils, hang like in the sky. When did those disappear? Huh. Interesting. Oh. Ah, it is indeed nighttime, meaning the fog's even worse now. Well, I ain't gonna be seeing anything here. You know what? I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna go down here. Now, you've seen Mikola. Now see the other half of Mikola. See, America isn't the only one. America is not the only one that has one male half and one female half. Yep, message. See what I mean? Let's see what this one says. Praise the lightning. You know what? Fair enough. This is a bunch of water, lightning and water. Oh yeah, but this zone right here this side grace is. This is a boss arena. The boss is called the Putrescent Knight, and he's also one of the bosses that was shown in the DLC trailer that I'm not sure if you ever watched. Oh hey, Folier isn't here anymore like he has been this entire bloody time. Try death, and then try death. Lover, oh lover, but death. Okay, that's funny. It's really hard to see, actually. I have a binocular somewhere in my inventory that can zoom in on this. There you are. So, yeah. This is Saint Trina, Miquella's other half. And the half he discarded. Yeah. See, Miquella came to the Land of Shadow to ascend to godhood. However, he views the sordid past of his family, like of his entire lineage, with a great deal of shame. And in some ways, he holds himself responsible. Because he is America's son. Like, he inherits her. He has inherited her sin. Her sins, her hatred, all the death, all the death and destruction her crusade caused. He holds himself responsible to an extent towards this. As I said, taking the original sin upon himself, and then discarding everything. I mean everything. He's discarded so many parts of himself. He even abandoned one of his arms. Actually, wait, there is an item on my hotbar even that I put here. Oh, I have to zoom out to actually pull up the item description. Yeah, this will explain it very well. Great rune relinquished by Miquella. See, this is what's left of Miquella's shard of a great rune. Ooh, I am so sorry. Great rune relinquished by Miquella. Broken and bereft of its bounty, it retains naught but the power to resist charms. Miquella set off for the tower enshrouded by shadow, abandoning everything. His golden flesh, his blinding strength, even his fate. All in an effort to bury the original sin, to embrace the whole of it, and be reborn as a new god. See, this is the tragic part of Miquella. He genuinely wants to make a better world. However, he has divested himself of everything, every part of himself, including the parts of him that made him worthy of actually being a god, that made him worthy of divinity, that made him worthy of the loyalty and devotion that so many people have given him. And one thing he threw away was something that he should have never thrown away. He threw away his love. The one defining feature of him that made him worthy to begin with, and the guiding force behind everything he's ever done, he is cast aside. Love. His love as a whole Like his ability to love, like the love he has for people, for himself, for anything, his ability to love. He has effectively dehumanized himself. Yes, not just everything. When it says abandoning everything, it means everything. When you actually stop and think about think about it, what Mikkel has done to himself is one of the most mortifying fates that can be inflicted upon someone, and it is completely self-inflicted. He did not have to cast aside any part of himself, but he did so anyway because it's because of what he thought he had to do. Like his own shame in regards to his lineage and all that his mother has done, and his desire to make a world better than what his mother has brought into being, ironically, has led him down the path to becoming just like her. He is doing basically the exact same things she did. The exact same process, the exact same path, even the exact same actions that are getting him access to the archway, allowing him to achieve divinity in the first place. Now, it pertains not but the power to resist some kind of great power. America's children were both blessed and cursed at birth. Mikla's power is to, quote Ansbach, to wield love to shrive clean the hearts of men. There is nothing more terrifying. Now, this is a term I have not mentioned yet, but Empyrean. There were 3 Empyrean children of America. The Empyreans are basically the children of America that were at birth, that at birth were deigned to be candidates worthy of being her successor. And Mikola is considered to be the strongest of the mightiest of all of America's children, because he has the ability to make you not want to fight him anymore. He doesn't need a weapon. He has the ability to make you love him, to compel affection out of people. Now imagine that kind of power wielded by someone that no longer has any compassion or empathy within them. And you now realize the threat Mikola poses at this point. He will make a gentler, kinder world by removing everyone's free will. He will force like everyone to be the kind of person he wants them to be. Like no one will have a say in anything anymore. And the worst part is that, like, when they're charmed by Mikola, none of vote if they aren't aware of him doing it. They won't realize anything's actually wrong. And even the ones that are charmed by Mikola and know he's charmed them, don't care. It's only after, like, Mikola shattered his great rune, breaking the charm of all of his followers, that all of his followers that came into the Lands of Shadow to find him. That their original loyalties came back. Most of them didn't lose their loyalty to Mikola, but because they also then remembered who they were before joining Mikola, self-doubt and internal conflict arose between each and every one of them. Foliaire, who I mentioned before, was obsessed with Saint Trina, who was discarded along with Mikola's love. Saint Trina governs the realm of sleep, granting reprieve to weary souls by effectively forcibly putting them to sleep. And in that state of slumber, they basically find peace, at least for a time. And she effectively would provide relief in a very unkind and in a very unkind world full of strife. She would be probably the greatest source of kindness most people would find. Foliaire is unhealthily so obsessed with Saint Trina. And I believe this is what led him to eventually meeting with Mikola, who then charmed him. Probably at the time, as a way to prevent him from being consumed by his obsession with Saint Trina. Because all of his followers he charmed before coming to the Land of Shadows. Mikola is before coming to the Lands of Shadow was the most genuinely compassionate, kind soul in this entire setting. Going into this DLC, so many players were actually hoping to have the ability to side with Mikola to get his quote-unquote ending to the game. That was the expectation and hope of most of the player base going into this DLC. We were not ready for Mikola to be the main villain. Some of us were half expecting it because Miyazaki is very much a fan of the Berserk series, and some people were worryingly drawing comparisons to Griffith. which they're not wrong. There are a lot of parallels between Griffith and Mikola. And in the DLC, there's even a boss, and like an optional boss, that is literally just guts. There's a lot of guts, guys, in FromSoft games. Like, there's a lot of them. Like, Miyazaki loves to reference guts whenever he can. And it's like Berserk as a whole. He takes a lot of inspiration from that series. But, yeah. I would show you Foliaire, but he's not here right now. I would have to go back to the side quest just before the Verdun fight and summon Foliaire, so you do to show you him in his design. I'm not gonna do that. Summoning an NPC for the Verdun fight actually increases the amount of health and stats of that Radon has. In other words, it makes the fight harder. Foliaire out of between the two summons, Foliaire is not very helpful, unfortunately. See, I forgot that NPC summons did that my first attempt. I summoned both of them. You know what ended up happening? I ended up doing 20,000 damage in a very short amount of time between the two of them, my Spirit Ash and myself. Before switching to this build to this cheese build, by the way. And yeah, 20,000 damage didn't even do 10% of a boss's health. By summoning Foliaire and Onsblock at the same time, the final boss had over 100,000 HP. I was not reading that. Foliaire does not do enough damage to the boss to make up that much extra stats. By the way, summoning other players has the same effect. It buffs the stats of the boss. To compensate for the extra opponent, the boss becomes stronger. See, this is normally fair. However, when the boss you're fighting is already so overtuned for one player, that as it is, it could take on two players at once. To then be buffed again it's miserable. So I'm forced to only summon one of them, and Onsblock is by and far much more helpful out of the two. But the reason I'm here is because I want you to listen to something. Technically, there's supposed to be a lot of lines of dialogue, but I progressed this side quest practically to the end, so you're only going to be able to hear this set that I'm about to play out now. Now, this deep velvet is related to what's called eternal sleep. And, yeah. Eternal sleep is that.
You must kill Mikila. Grant him forgiveness.
that is Saint Trina, Mikola's other half, basically almost begging us to kill Mikola. Because here's another thing she says is that the first thing I believe she tells you is to make Mikola stop. Don't turn the poor thing into a god. The second time you do that, she then says, "Godhood would be Mikola's prison. A caged divinity cannot be saved." Like, it's basically at this point, Mikola is too far gone. Like he's gone too far to where he can actually reverse course. Like, the only option is to kill him now, or he will become just like his mother, which is the one thing he was trying to avoid. Like, that was the one thing he didn't want. Was to end up creating as to become a god and then just become another America. Like, he doesn't want that. But he doesn't realize what he's doing is doing exactly that. But, yeah. This is pretty much the kind of... This is standard fare for, like, Miyazaki's, games, the kind of atmosphere, general, stories they tell. It is usually, really dark, depressing stories. If anything, Elden Ring is the the least grim world, least grim world building, least grim story, in the Soulsborne genre yet. Like, seriously, you should go and watch videos going over Dark Souls lore, and see how grim dark From Software's story writing really gets. Like, that entire trilogy's entire theme is raging against the dying of a light. Like, you're literally at the end of the game literally starts at the dying embers of the world. And the player character is single-handedly tasked with either keeping the world alive or ending it all. Ending everything. That one individual is singularly responsible for the fate of the entire for the fate of the world in the Dark Souls trilogy, and is responsible for it multiple times. Here in Elden Ring, there's even an ending route where you quite literally destroy everything. It's the it's the Frenzied Flame ending, where you become the Lord of a Frenzied Flame and burn the earth trees to ash with a Frenzied Flame. And yeah, literally burn everything. The Frenzied Flame as a whole, its entire its entire concept is this world is nothing but suffering. Destroy it all. End it all. End the pain. Melt it all away. Yeah, it's the closest. Actually, no, it wasn't the closest. It was the first one I saw. Like, these, like, Miquella's crosses. Each one is a fragment of Miquella that he left behind. Like, at that spot. Yeah, better environment. The DLC has beautiful environments. Like they knocked that out of the park with this DLC. So many like different, like all the areas are so different from each other. Is that an item I forgot to pick up? Message from Leda. I missed this. Huh, I missed this letter. Yeah, Needle Knight Leda was basically the poster girl NPC for this DLC. Like, it's the first NPC related to DLC you meet when you like the actual entering point to the DLC. Like she's the whole jumping off point to going into the DLC area. This is her armor. This is her sword. Well, I'll throw this on real quick. Wait, wrong tab for that. I'll wait for a moment. But yeah, there is a metric fluff ton of armor sets in this game. One that swaps like the Oath Seeker set. See, this is the armor I want to be wearing. Hey, look how pretty this is. Also, with the DLC came an update that added new hairstyles for character creation. I am currently using one of them. You can't see it too well because of this particular armor set in the cave. But swap them. This, and you can see it in its entirety. Swap them back. These pants, those gloves. And where is Mesmer's helmet? Mesmer's helm. Oh yeah, you can like alter some pieces of armor here. Like certain like armor pieces can be altered. They have like altered form. Mesmer's helmet, unaltered, is it's basically a preset hair. Like some helmets, like helmets have like hair that comes with them. For example, the Elden Lord crown basically like a effectively a wig. I guess if you had to compare it to something, a wig of Lord Godfrey's hair. Melania's winged helm is a wig of her hair. The Zamur mask is that. Looks nice. The poster, the literal poster child of the game, the Raging Wolf set, has like a mane of white hair. But for Mesmer's helmet, if you alter it, it gets rid of the wig and instead is your character's hairstyle. Something none of the other helmets that have a wig attached to them actually does. Which I wish Melania's helmet, winged helm did let you do that, because I would love to have my character's own hairstyle to go with that helmet. But it is what it is. Now, Mesmer's helmet has the traits of certain armor pieces also have passive effects. Not all of them, but some of them do. Mesmer's helmet is one such armor piece. Slightly enhances the incantations of Mesmer's fire as well as Fire Knight skills. This applies. Fire Knight skills applies to Mesmer's spear. So the Ash of War, it's like what we call the weapon skills of this game. Of Mesmer's spear is buffed by Mesmer's helmet. There's a second helmet that buffs that I believe has a bigger buff for Fire Knight skills, but it only enhances Fire Knight skills. The Winged Serpent helm. That you get from that you loot from a specific Fire Knight, like within. Yeah, it's a specific Fire Knight wearing this helmet that you will find basically right before Mesmer's actual boss room. You also that Fire Knight also drops the flame. I believe it's called fire. It's either Flame Spear or Fire Spear, Ash of War, which is a Fire Knight skill. This is the regular Fire Knight helm. Slight increased HP, stamina, and equipment load. Kind of handy, actually. Fun fact: if you're only have martial arts as a weapon, and you equip the entire Fire Knight set, you're still light rolling. There's technically 4 different equip load states: light load, medium load, heavy load, overburdened. Each of these equipment load states has a different dodge roll. The lighter your equipment load, the more iframes your dodge has. Also, the more distance it covers. If you're overburdened, you can't dodge roll at all. You can't jump either. Oh, by the way, Elden Ring is the only Soulsborne game aside from Sekiro to have a dedicated jump button. Bloodborne, and I think maybe Dark Souls 3, technically you could jump, but it was a very, very clunky way of doing it. See, in Bloodborne you could technically jump, but in order to do so, you have to first be sprinting, and then you would have to dodge roll while sprinting. By the way, you sprint by holding the same button your dodge button is bound to. Like I said, very clunky way of doing it. Elden Ring completely did away with that, and you now press the X button on both the controllers, by the way, since the X button is the exact same for both. And that is, and you can jump. You can also sprint. You can also still jump while sprinting. And the moment they actually implemented a jump button, verticality and platforming became so much more dynamic. I mean, environments as a whole are more dynamic in Elden Ring than they are in any other FromSoft game. Because of the fact that you aren't limited to just to one elevation. Like if there aren't stairs, if there isn't a staircase, you ain't getting there. Or if there isn't a ladder, you're not going there. From where you're standing right now. But anyway, a message of yeah. Touch cross. Yeah, carved words coalesce. Like these are Mikkela's actual words. I abandon here my doubt and vacillation. I don't remember what vacillation means. I have to Google that one. Yeah, abandoning my doubt. On the surface, that doesn't sound too bad. However, where this is leading is down here into the down underground in the fissure. You know, where we found Saint Trina. And remember when I said that he divested himself of his love alongside Saint Trina? Let me take you to the fissure, to the cross, but to the specific spot where he did so. I think over there, yeah. Carved words coalesce. I abandon here my love. And further down, Saint Trina is cast aside. Regret ahead. Yeah, it is here, in this spot, in this area, that 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 what Mikkel is doing, where you truly start to understand just how wrong everything is going. Yeah, this right here is supposed to be that oh no moment for all the for everybody. Going to take a bit of a lean into the map a little bit, make sure I can actually see what I'm doing. Can't see anymore. Where is like the next of his crosses? I don't know if I found all of them. Pretty sure I have. But I think I'm going to, at this point, just read off all of them to you. Because most of them are actually fairly innocuous. And like what he and like most of them are fairly innocuous and like what what he actually is casting aside. By the way, Foliaire, who the NPC I mentioned earlier, you first encounter him like right around here. Carved words coalesce, I abandon here a part of the flesh of my body. Yeah, it doesn't sound that bad, does it? Free path cross. I think this is the first one you're supposed to find. Yeah, this is the very first one that the player actually is meant to find. Because Graveside Plain, this is basically the starting area of the game. Yeah, like see, like a completely different environment to anywhere else we've been so far. I abandon here the first of flesh of my body. There's a few like this. Well, what's the next one? Here, right. Yeah, also, they made a point of marking every single one of these crosses on the map when you find them. Also, here for the next one, I'm going to have to do a bit of walking to get to, so I'm probably going to be fighting through some enemies on the way to it. You know, so you'll be seeing combat with not a boss. I abandon here part of the flesh of my body. Yeah, this is like have this message. Let's see, Mikkel's Cross. I'm not entirely sure how to get to that one. I'm going to start from here and wander over there. Because I haven't been to this spot in a while. I spent at least the last week and a half collectively fighting Mesmer and Radon. So I don't remember much about this spot. I also just remembered this is not a very good weapon for who I'm about to fight. Because this guy has basically infinite hyper armor. Oh, also this game has stealth. And you cannot be backstabbed. Endure. Yeah, see how much damage he does? Ow. Endure. Yeah, see, like, yeah, like this martial arts, yeah, like martial arts, like weapons are. This is basically what I use to fight Mesmerine Paler with. Different loadout. I was using poison to fight him. At least at first. Then I realized my poison build wasn't doing enough damage quick enough. Yeah, like I was getting the feel for the boss, but I wasn't. But my damage output wasn't high enough, so the boss, like, Mesmer, basically eventually cornered me and killed me. Like, each time I tried with poison, so I just couldn't really. Okay, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. See how negligible the damage that like these basic these common enemies are doing. That's because of all the Scatter Tree blessings I have effectively jacked my defense stats far, far above what they would ever be in the base game. Especially in what's effectively light rolling. I should not be this tanky on light rolling. Ow, I forgot that one was there. That's a lot of reach on that heavy. A lot of damage on it. Okay, come on, don't die to the common enemy now, especially while people are watching. Maybe I should actually dodge. Maybe I should actually dodge instead of just ignoring him. Whoops. Man, that attack is fast. The attacks are supposed to be slow. I mean, I'm on New Game Plus 5, 1, 2. It's a regular enemy. At this point in the game, getting to the final boss, I should not be dying to these guys. There we go. Much more professional. Granted, the fact I'm getting hit roll is a little bit. What's the word for this? Huh. Where the hell? Is it up there? is this? Where is this damn thing? Oh. Remember what I said about spider scorpions? Have fun! Sorry events. Like I said, these are the little ones. They're about ankle height. You can probably barely, yeah, you can barely see them. Probably they're all dead by the time you right now. But yeah. Say hello. Even I'm a bit uncomfortable about fighting the giant ones. I remember the first time. Yeah, this one you can kind of cheese up the doorway because it's too big to go through the door. So I'll do a funny. I'm gonna do a really funny. Fair. Spider problem solved. Unfortunately, there's one more. Up there, on the side of a wall. Yeah, you see what I mean about how big they are? Now, if you're afraid of spiders, you're gonna hate Bloodborne. At least you're gonna hate the specific section of it. Because in that particular section, there are spiders everywhere. In fact, there's an actual boss fight called Rom the Vacuous Spider. Yeah, there is an actual spider boss in Bloodborne. Technically, there's a spider. There's actually a spider boss in like old Dark Souls. But that one also had that one also has was more like a spider body fused with a naked lady. Yeah, the Dark Souls trilogy has its fair share of basically waifu characters among the fan base. Quelaag the Chaos Witch is one such character. In fact, I actually saw a relatively recent YouTube video uploaded that was actually a boss guide for Quelaag. Imagine my surprise to see people actually uploading boss guides for Dark Souls 1 in the year 2024. Ah, yes, the enemy of the DLC I don't like, the Flyman. Man, I don't want to go down there. I don't think I have to go down there, so I'm gonna. Oh. Right, these things. No. spat fire at me. That was rude. Jeez. Ow, don't you dare! You're falling off the edge. Oh, little shit. Hyper armor, no. Hyper armor. Endure as a weapon skill. Oh my. Um. You didn't see that. That didn't happen. I don't want to know how much health I was on, but that didn't happen. We're not gonna talk about that one. Anyway, back up I go. But yeah, no, this game very, very much can and will punish you for being overconfident. Yeah, you stop taking enemies seriously in this game, and you will die for it. Oh. No. Depressing. Disappointing. Shameful, even. Am I even further away from the cross? Back. That's a dead end. I think where I want to go is across this bridge. But this guy's in the way. Yeah, I don't like the Horned Warriors. Not at all. They have unfair amounts of hyper armor, especially when you wear a bear armor set. You have like no poise, like no you don't even have a fraction of a hyper armor set yet. Also, delayed swings. Wait, I'm on a flask. Oh no. Nope. Nope, I'm on a flask. Goodbye. Goodbye. Hasta la vista. See you never. Nope. I'm out of here. I 100% could kill you. I could kill him. I'm not a healing flask. I don't have a weapon to fight him with. Fortunately, there is a Stake America somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. I don't see it though. I know it's here. I must be blind, because I know it's here, I just don't see it. Whatever. It's a little, like, statuette that if you die near it, you can respawn. I got it. The reason I mention this is because this enemy, a Curse Blade they're called. One of the, like, honestly, technically one of the first enemies you encounter in the game. Because there's like one like as a first light of grace when you first enter the area. But as you're now seeing on the stream, there's a lot, very agile, long combos. The individual swings don't do a lot of damage, but what makes them deadly is the fact that they have their combo, like those combos have a lot of like hit you a lot. They hit you frequently. So instead of one singular strike doing a large amount of your health bar, you're instead being cut like 4 or 5 times in a row while you're in hit stun for about the same amount of damage. Now, unlike the Horned Warriors, when they're not in a combo string, they're very easy to stagger. Like so. Fortunately, there are some moves where they have hyper armor. Yeah, full health. Yeah, full health. Did not have to heal. Did not have to heal once. Was able to easily kill him. I could have used Endure and take even less damage. If I'm correct, the Mikola's Cross should be... It is not. Is it? Maybe this way? Oh, that's an elevator. Wait, where does the elevator go then? Man, this entire ordeal was specifically to find Mikola's Cross that was in the area. But now I can't bloody well find it. Where was I when I found it? Mark it on the map. So that's the geographic location. Okay, I'm going back down. The only reason I'm here is to go to that cross and read what it said, and read what's on it to you. The only reason I'm here. Yeah, the martial arts moveset is very fast, but in exchange has very low poise damage. So you're not gonna be staggering people a lot with it. The heavy attacks are pretty good at doing it, though, I've noticed. The light attacks are extremely quick, don't do a lot of damage, like raw. However, it makes up for that by the fact they hit multiple times and they hit. Yeah, basically the martial arts weapon style and thrives off of repeated hits, like hitting often rather than hitting hard. And it's why the Horned Warriors especially are very good against it, because of all the hyper armor they have. You can't really stagger them. For that, you need a specific. I need to use a different weapon. I could use that, the Flame Art's Greatsword, Flame Skewer. Unfortunately, that weapon art does not stagger them. The Meteoric Core Greatsword will. But what I want. The Backhand Blade, the Blind Spot, that's also good. I haven't used it in a while, but it's good. And a Poison Great Katana. When I was running the Poison build, I had that as one of my weapons. It's been a while since I've actually used that one. Where are the Great Spear? Okay, here we are. Spear of the Impaler. This is Mesmer's Spear. And in a single use of a weapon art, the full weapon art, behold. Dead almost immediately. I would use it against Radahn. However, as I'm sure you noticed, Radahn attacks frequently and often, and this weapon art takes a very long time. And you will be and you do not have hyper armor during, at least not very much of it. You have some hyper armor. There's minor degrees of hyper armor during some parts of the parts of the weapon art. But overall, you will most likely get staggered out of it. So against bosses, the weapon art is not great. Although, there is something about Mesmer's spear that is unique, like all the other great spears, and that is heavy attacks. You can even use Mesmer's spear as a projectile. The heavy attacks actually throw the spear. Charged heavy will make it throw further, and it will explode on impact. And the explosion of fire will deal more damage. A lot of fun to, it is honestly a lot of fun to do this with regular enemies at least. And based on arrows along this. Well, based on where that marker is pointing, I am going to have to go down there. Although, from appearances, it seems maybe it's down there. Yeah, I think it's down there. So I don't think I will actually have to. Let me head back. Head back. Head up. Back across the bridge. Okay, not there. Okay, I know where I need to go, but I don't know how to get there. But yeah, Elden Ring also loves like enemies with delayed attacks. It loves to have those. Well, where's the door? Uh-oh. never mind. I guess I do have to go down here where all the where all the flies are. Ugh, I hate the sound of that. I hate that buzzing noise. I say kill a fire, but my attacks are doing ice. Are doing frost. However, I do have this. Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. Kill them with fire. Kill them with fire. Kill them with fire. That's funny. Wasn't even aiming at him, he runs into the spear. Oh, now you hit me with a poison. Ow. Yeah, what I wanted to get up here. But I don't think I can parkour up there. I think that's all of them. Man, I do not like that buzzing sound they make. Oh yeah, this is something else that players like to do. Troll each other with messages. Like ever since players realize that this game uses uses invisible illusory walls. Especially with this DLC, a bunch of players are leaving around like messages, so basically saying like "secret ahead" in front of a wall, to make like other people who read them think this is an illusory wall. And there's something behind it. And because my main reason, the only reason I can think of for them being upvoted is that it's being upvoted by players who got tricked by it and are basically out of spite. Trying to upvote it to get other people tricked by it. Or maybe they think it's funny, who knows? I know I need to go, but how do I get there? Yeah, that's just a sheer drop back down there. And that goes nowhere, I don't think. Can I get to that? Let's see if I can... Maybe? What path did I take to get to that spot? That was a very risky jump I just did. I am at a loss where to go. Oh, I'm just circling back. I don't remember how I got there. I don't remember how I got to that cross, and I'm not going to waste too much time on getting to it. Next. I literally was going in circles for like half an hour. Alright. Next one. By the way, these crosses, that shape at the top is the shape of Mikula's great, the shape of Mikula's great rune. And that's what it's supposed to look. That's what his great rune is supposed to look like. I abandon here the last of the flesh of my body. And it's the last of these crosses before you get to the Spiral Fortress. His great rune, shard of the Elden Ring. Yeah, like each of America's children received. Like these shards of the Elden Ring came to be called Great Runes. Yeah, each of the demigods in Elden Ring have one, except for Mesmer, for reasons I've already gone over. Let's see. There's a Mikula's Cross on the 4th floor. Is that the only one in the? Yeah, that is the only one in the in the Shadow Keep. That's surprising. Oh, yeah, runes are basically the souls of Elden Ring. They're the XP, they're the currency, and they're also a personification of a grace of, and also an embodiment of a grace of gold, which is the term used to refer to the blessings of the Elden Ring, and the Earth Tree, and the Greater Will, which is the cosmic god. Yeah, not even cosmic god, but the cosmic being, like the Golden Order. Put this in real world terms, America would be considered the Pope, and the Greater Will would be God. And all of these shard bearers and demigod children of America would be the archbishops. Yeah, words coalesce. I abandon here my arm dextral. Let's see, there's more around here. Interesting. That they, that is interesting. The fact that there's none of Michael's crosses. There's not a Michael's cross in the Shaman village. Means he never went there. He never set foot like in the place of like America's home, in the place of America's birth, and the but it was basically his ancestral home. He never set foot there. Because these crosses that like sprinkled about the map basically trace like they all trace out the path he took through the lands between. No, like through the land of shadow. Like they trace out the route he took. The primary route he took was the Free Path Cross. It's like the first is like where it began. And I believe he then went straight to like the home, the land of the realm of Belrot. I think that's how you pronounce it. Belrot Tower Settlement, which is the home of a Hornsent. Like this is basically the seat of this is basically the heart of our civilization. He came here in search of the Divine Tower. And he also came to learn of the Hornsent, basically of a crusade against the Hornsent. Of course, they call America a betrayer, and a liar, and a deceiver. Because their society does not see anything morally wrong with their treatment of the shamans. So Mikkel basically only learns of their side of the story. Promises that when they elevate him, when he if they help him elevate to godhood, that he will bring salvation to them. Basically, effectively making the same promise to them that America did. Ultimately, is that was only amounts of the same sort of promise that if they elevate him to godhood, he will help them. His godhood is the answer to their problems. Of course, unlike America, he actually meant it. However, because the tower is shrouded in shadow, he can't just walk in right. He can't walk in like right away. So he goes back, and I'm not sure if he goes through Castle Inces and then to the Shadow Keep first, or if he goes down here, the Cerulean Coast, like deep within the earth, to then cast off Saint Trina. I'm not sure if he casts off Saint Trina first, or if he goes to the Shadow Keep and meets with Mesmer first. Though based on that fact, he's casting off his doubt. Like that would be I believe it would be this one. It would be this cross here at the Cerulean Coast. Before him going down here, casting off his love. Which I cannot begin to fathom why he would get rid of that. I cannot fathom why he thinks casting that aside would be necessary. Or would even be beneficial. I'm not going to pretend to understand that one. Yeah, but considering those what he gets rid of down there, it wouldn't make sense for him to just immediately after meeting like encountering the Hornset to go immediately off to do that. That doesn't really make sense doing that first. So my guess of the sequence of events is after meeting with the Hornset, he then learns of Mesmer's crusade against them. I'm not sure if he ever knew of Mesmer before coming here. No mention of Mesmer is made anywhere outside of the Lands of Shadow. It's like no one outside the Land of Shadows really knows what's about the Crusade. The Crusade here against the Hornset. Like this is basically a part of the Golden Order's history that is basically buried. So on the way to the Shadow Keep to meet with him, Mesmer, because Mikkel is not a violent person. There are those who follow him who are violent, but Mikkel himself is not. So he then goes to before he gets to the Shadow Keep, Castle Insis would be a roadblock to there first. I abandoned here the flesh of my body, so yeah, as he's traveling through the lands in between, he is divesting more and more of his physical body. Here in Castle Insis, is yeah, Insis Moon Gazing Ground would be correct. Site of Grace for where the boss arena was. See, well, if it will load. After the DLC was launched, load times have gone up a little bit across the board. Here in this arena, the first boss of this game that I like encountered and I was all like it was the first time I was fighting a boss and I had fun. Because at the time of fighting Bale, I was not having fun. Like, I was not happy fighting Bale because of for similar reasons I'm not happy fighting Radahn now. However, unlike Radahn, Bale's moveset actually was fair. He was very aggressive, and I was basically very much effectively under level because I had like Scattered Tree Blessing +3 against the boss designed for Scattered Tree Blessing +14. So I basically it was just Bale was doing far more damage against me than he was technically supposed to be doing. But his actual moveset is completely fair. And once I finally figured it out, I was having fun. And like I said, Egon, his voice actor, especially in English, made that boss fight. Like, the entire community as a whole loves Egon. And like so many of us like have so quickly like drawn the parallels between him and Captain Ahab of Moby Dick book. It's like the parallels are so striking, like it cannot be anything other than intentional. And the next cross is basically right outside the fortress after you defeat Rolana. Ah, yes, her name is Rolana Twin Moon Knight. Her weapons were really, really cool. And their armor set was like the first armor set I found. I was like, I was like, alright, this is what I'm wearing from now on. But then last, but that was the sentiment like seeing her armor gave. Like, I was hoping and praying practically as I was fighting her that I would get her armor. Like, there are so many moments in other Souls games where players would have that specific of being jealous of their armor. Yeah, being jealous of the enemy's fashion and wanting it for themselves. this would be the next one. Like within the Shadow Keep, on like as he's climbing higher up the fortress to meet with a brother he may or may not have known. Yeah, he exits the fortress, go to the high road, and then goes across that entire road. Through that entire camp of Mesmer soldiers. Undoubtedly seeing the weapon instrument of terror the actual instrument of terror that is a furnace golem. I'm pretty sure I've killed all the furnace golems on this run, so I can't show you one. The furnace golems are basically Wickermen, like the Wickermen from Berserk and like Celtic folktale. You could just Google like Wickerman and you get a very, very good idea of what it looks like. Ah yes, I've been here my armed roll. I have already shown you this one. Comes up here. Ah, the Morph Ruins. I forgot there was one here. Oh, the Abyssal Woods. That is a whole other can of worms to go over. But yeah, from the looks of things, he did not venture any further east than the Morph Ruins. So, no, minor correction. He would have gone here, visited the ruins, likely to see, further see the carnage caused by the Crusade. And then he would go north to the Shadow Keep to then meet with Mesmer. Like he would 100% would have a great many things to say and ask of him. I abandoned here the flesh of my body. Yes, still on that. And Mesmer's flame has the ability to burn what's called the sealing tree, which is what keeps the fortress, the fortress reaped wrapped in shadow, is what keeps that place hidden away. And it's hidden away because America does not want anyone going through the same process she did to achieve divinity. Because whatever happened there, whatever that process involves, America did not want to ever happen again. For anyone else to ever do. And this right here, yeah, it is up ahead, is all that's left of the sealing tree after we deploy burn it ourselves. In order to get Mesmer's flame to actually burn it, you have to kill Mesmer. So you confront him, you fight him, you slay him, you get like his kindling, you come here, burn the ceiling tree, and then you enter like the fort of. I'm going to double check. Enir Elam, I think is the closest pronouncing it I can get. The Spiral Fortress. However, before he came here and did this, because he 100% like he approached Mesmer, he spoke with him, and then got the rest of the story. And then he started the rest of the story. Knows what he needs to do. Yeah, he learned the secret. He learned like what the ascension process actually entails. Basically like all the knowledge he was on achieving his goal of divinity he wanted, he found in the Shadowkeep, but what he found made him second guess like what he was actually doing. So he spends, I'm not sure how long exactly, reflecting and basically on self-reflection. By the way, here is the boss arena for the Mesmer fight. These red stains on the floor are blood stains. They're interactables, which basically allow you to view the last few moments of another player's life before they die. Like, for example, so for stream builds have to catch up a bit. Yeah, for example. After a while of self-reflection, he then resolves himself where he can no longer afford he cannot afford to doubt himself. So he resolves to cast aside there are other players. Yeah, they're like brief echoes of other players and like basically what they're doing in that moment. It may not be like a perfectly like one-to-one like real time. I'd be very surprised if it can manage that. Yeah, he resolves that he cannot afford to doubt and second guess himself, with how far how close he is to his goal, and how far he's gone already. So he then resolves himself to then cast aside the parts of himself that would hold him back, that would cause him to doubt. He casts aside his doubt. Although now that he's gotten rid of his doubt, that's no longer stopping himself from casting aside something far more important. And it's at this moment, everything's gone wrong. At this moment, He has cast aside his love, and he has discarded Saint Trina. Yeah, the very embodiment of his love and compassion. Now at this stage, Mikula kind? That's just a title now. That's no, like, there's no real kindness anymore. There's no compassion, there's no empathy. Now all you see is your utility. What you can do for him. How useful you are. Yeah, it's become that. And because it's so tragic, and what makes it so tragic and ironic, is that title is what he truly embodied. And in his attempt to purge himself of his self-doubt, he also ended up then taking the extra, going one step further, purging himself of the most important part of himself. And at this point, he goes back. Now, completely single-mindedly focused on his goal of becoming divinity and creating that era and world of kindness. But as it was said, how can he save those who cannot be saved when he couldn't even save his other half? He's lost his way now, but he doesn't realize it. So he goes into the ancient ruins of Rau. I think that's how you pronounce that. Goes to the Church of a Bud. He doesn't burn the sealing tree, because it's still there when we get here. So one of two things happened here. One, Mesmer knows a way to either Mikula found a way to get around the Seal of Shadow, or Mesmer knew a way to bypass it without breaking it. And he shared that knowledge of Mikula, when they met. Because Mesmer, from what has been from all the context on this matter, does not appear to have hindered Mikula's journey in any way. So one can only infer that their meeting, that he was at least at some point either cooperative, or he was either cooperative or he outright aided Mikula. But here, right before the last one, before he actually enters the fortress, the last of the flesh of his body is gone. Then the last one, the last cross, right within the fortress itself, right within the spiral tower. The last cross is before you first face down his followers, who, though still loyal to him, bar your path. and you might even clash with him before you confront before you even like approach Mikola. I abandon here all my fears. Yeah, the last thing he casts aside is his fear. So this means even as he casts aside his doubt and his love, he was still afraid if what he was doing was wrong. He was still afraid if he was making a mistake, if he was doing the right thing. It was that last hurdle that was stopping, the last hurdle that was holding him back. And then we're back here. At pretty much where I started this stream about 4.5 hours ago. Alright. Here we go. We're doing this all over again. Oh, it's fine. I probably would have still... even if I wasn't... If I wasn't like giving you a lore dump for like 3 hours, I would have been spending those 3 hours fighting right on anyway. For maybe in those 3 hours, I would have beat him already, and I wouldn't have to be. Alright, on spot is strong aggro, so I just want to make your piece.
A pleasure to see
you. Because it would cost HP to summon him.
But those
Summon the physic,
do not belong to
or drink the physic, because it has buffs I need. And cast the spell Control Aggro on Onslaught. Almost gets a base 2. Yeah, that particular... I guess my commentary is basically kind of spoiling what happens a bit, since it's because of a stream delay. Oh, wait. Oh, the audio's delayed too, never mind. I thought you were hearing what I was talking about, like, before, I thought you were hearing what I was saying before it actually happened on stream. Never mind. Also, I forgot to summon Onspawn. Shite. Let's go find it. Ow. Ow. That hooked me? Uh-oh. This is going horribly. I haven't even hit the guy yet. I hit him once, I'll take it. I hit him once. I was not perfect. I was not perfected by Radan. Oh yeah, I'll take the moral victory. Also, because I'm not running the Alberic's armor set, the impenetrable form spell is doing less damage. Set with Argonne12's, said to be formed by the blood of sacrifices, transform sorcery. There are 3 pieces of Alberic's set that each collectively buff foreign sorcery. That would be his chest piece, his gloves, and his hat. So, no, so done with fashion, back to the optimization build. Ah, wait, I was reading Discord, forgot it, before I got here. Man, extra fuck you was behind that storm.
After all this time. But those remains do not belong to me. Lord Mo will have his dignity.
This boss fight's amazing though. Oh. I wasn't paying attention and I just died. Oh. It is almost 6 in the morning. No wonder I'm starting to get sloppy with this. That's, I think that's enough. I think that's enough. This would be almost 5 hours of streaming. I think I should stop. No, Central Standard. I guess the other 2 people watching the stream wondering who the hell I've been talking to for the past 4.5 hours. and I never explained once. But yeah, for the other two viewers who have unfortunately had to listen to me appearing seemingly schizo ramble to myself, I was in Discord DMs with somebody that was willing to watch me stream this. But yeah, you had the pleasure, I guess, of listening to me also ramble about Elden Ring lore for 2.5 hours at least. You know, this stream was supposed to be me against the final boss and nothing but that. But then I got sidetracked. But anyway, I believe this is a good stopping point. Honestly, I appreciate the people more than just Luna showed up. She was really the only one I invited to watch, so the fact I even got even 2 more viewers than I was expecting, you know what, I'll take it. If we do, you know what, that is a win, I'll take it. So thanks for sticking around the whole time, even though it was mostly just me rambling about Elden Ring lore. But yeah, it is almost 6 in the morning. I am not. If I try and fight Radon any further, with functioning off no sleep, I'm not going to get anywhere. I am also no longer like seeing blood red pissed off at this fight anymore. So actually, this experience did do me some good. Yeah, this was also my first actual live stream ever. It was fun. Thanks for watching. Sayonara.